Well, thank you very much. You know, it's not that we don't love Ron, but I remember a cartoon that was written in the Saturday Evening Post many years ago. There was two monks walking down a pathway, and one said to the other, "I love Brother Ambrose less than I love anybody else." Okay. Well, it's upside down, so you all have to stand on your hands. Well, yesterday we got into the. I gotta watch this stuff. Static electricity, that's another thing we have to crank into this thing, right? Okay. Well, thank you very much for coming. You know, last night was kind of like trying to address somebody, a group that had a lot of different interests, a lot of different knowledge, and a little halting in the beginning, but eventually we got into what I think you really want to know, and that's what do you do when you have this problem. So you're more interested in the anecdotal information than you are about the technology. But so I thought I'd just go over again. Once again, we're dealing with a battery. We're dealing with a complex resistor, U. We're dealing with a computer. And we're dealing with a little induction coil all hooked up in series. That's all it is. It's Ohm's law. So it's a very, very simple concept. And basically, the person that's being tested holds on to the negative probe, the ground, and the positive probe is applied to the skin, and the circuit is closed. So electricity flows through the system. So that's all I do. Now, over a period of time, we've just said, well, maybe we could organize this thing so that we can begin to see what's going on within the people that are coming to you. So the first thing Vol did was to, first of all, show that there was an electrical nature to these acupuncture points, and that you could read it off of an voltmeter. So, and you know, like all things that are profound, he, by serendipity, found that he could actually test for certain chemicals. For example, they took a nutrition break, and he was testing somebody, and when he came back after the nutrition break, he found that when he tested the heart point, that it balanced, whereas before it did not. And he asked the fellow, what did you do? He said, well, I took my heart medicine. So that was a very profound, so that went from an anecdotal experience to a very large body of acquired information, and it became a robust science, basically, to seek out what were those things that would balance or cause a balance in these various test sites. Well, in order to go about it, you really have to just get some sense of what you're doing. If you look at this thing, you see a whole bunch of dots, and you see here that there's a lymphatic point right there. That concerns the head and the neck. So that's right here. Test there for the head and the neck. Go over one, that's the lung. That's right here. All events going on in the lung, whether it's the air sacs or the bronchioles or bronchi, or the lymph nodes or the pleura. All of those form an array that goes up the arm. Now, they're very discrete sites, as I tried to show last night. And if you have a problem with your large intestine, you would touch at this point. And the peripheral and central nervous system here. Arteries, veins, and lymphatics right here. Allergies, seasonal allergies and things like that, you would test there. Organ degeneration or cancer, generally you'll find that here. And the endocrine system, the testis, ovaries, thyroid, thymus, pituitary gland, all of those these are main test sites. This is a general survey of the main detection sites of this primary array. Vol used to call them control messpunkt, okay, which didn't say too much to me. So, or he abbreviated CMP, but it was in German. And it's kind of interesting. The Germans kept this to themselves for a long time. You know, they only came to this country in the 70s.